Audio's good. Sounds like it. So thank you. Thank you for joining me. And I will say that today it's a quick chat, but I think it's an important chat because started with the whole idea of the founder's dilemma started with I've been working with numerous founders recently, and four of them came to mind at the same time one day when I was writing one of the newsletters. And what I noticed is that everybody is like so smart. They're so brilliant. They have so much going on. And if you read that newsletter, it's like squirrel, right? Like squirrel, because there's always something new. And if there's one thing that's going on in the world today, is that there's always something new, right? There's just so much coming at us. And founders, thought leaders, coaches, the people who are leading businesses, what happens a lot of times is that so open and ready for new ideas and new things and what's happening now and what's working, that it's hard to keep it all together. It's hard to keep it all straight. It's hard to stay in your lane. So that's what I want to talk about today. And if we haven't met before, if I'm Kelly Howard, you might know me from some of my marketing if you're one of my marketing clients, or you might be one of my clients from the past. I have started and sold four different companies. And, I've had quite a bit of success in business, and I've had a very epic fail in business too. So I know business on both sides. And I am so happy to be here. And for everybody who joined me and signed up today, thank you. And if you're watching this later, thank you for watching it then. So what I want to think about right now is that there's just a few things. Well, let me start off by telling you a little story. One of my clients is, and she's me. Actually, she's me, but she's not me. When I'm working on a new business, I'm exactly how I'm getting ready to describe this client, like exactly. So every time I talk to her, there's new ideas coming. There's like, have you thought about doing this? Let's do this. We need to get into this. It's like nonstop. And my job is actually not to juggle all those things that she's throwing at me, is to say, wait, wait, I'm going to be, um, I'm going to be the person who says, stop for a second and, and say, okay, what we need to be looking at is what are our priorities? And those priorities are for the month, for the quarter, and for the year. Because if we and everybody who's listening knows this, we all know this. It's just sometimes it's hard to remember because there's so much that gets shown to us on a day-to-day basis that it's really hard to remember and just like come back, come back, come back. That's why I'm always saying, come back. Let's look at what the priorities are. Does that fit in this month? Does it fit in this quarter? Does it fit in this year? So that's the question I'm always asking when the new ideas come. And the ideas aren't just, from outside. The team brings her ideas. And all of these people that I'm thinking about right now, everyone has, is being inundated from all sides. So the first thing I always say is know your priority. What's your priority for this month? What's your priority for this quarter? And what's your priority for this year? And then every one of these awesome ideas, like, wow, that's amazing. Instead of having a team that says, okay, and they just run and do it, instead of it, ask if you can set your team up and yourself up so that everybody runs that. Does it fit? And not only where does it fit, but does it fit? And maybe it needs to go in the cool but later bucket. Maybe it needs to go in the this is never going to work for us bucket. Maybe it needs to go in the next business bucket, right? Like there's so many places that you can put good ideas. And maybe it's one of those things that's like, oh my gosh, act now. This is has to happen now. I have a client who, like, she's brilliant, like brilliant, and her business is very different from me. I love being creative, okay? But my creativity comes in words and it comes in building businesses. That's my creativity. Hers is like, in pictures and art like color, and she would never be caught on screen in a black outfit. I don't like never would I show up on a call with her in a black outfit. So like we're completely different. And she hired me because she wanted me to look at something she had created. And she had had a scroll moment. And in that scroll moment, it was someone said, you need to build a membership. That's what you need to do. Like that's what's going to make everything change for you. Everything's going to get perfect when you build your membership. And I've had a lot of experience in memberships, a lot of experience in subscription, and a lot of people bring me in to look at their memberships and figure out how to make them more effective or profitable or whatever it is. So she brings me in, and she's got this membership that I had a lot of time on, like a lot of time. And when she started, it seemed like it was going to work, but now it's like in a precipice and nothing's happening. And she said, how do I fix this? What I told her was that maybe you don't fix it. Like maybe that's not the right piece at the right time for your priority right now, because her priority is not a, $35 or $350 a month product, whatever it is. Her priority is to build a certain portion of her company. So we've taken that membership piece, which is, usually the things that I'm like always like, oh, let's talk about membership. Um, Membership piece, put it completely to the side. I said, let it go on vacation. And then let's look at what your priority is right now, this quarter, this month, this year. And and so what we've been able to do is take all that time she was spending chasing the membership that wasn't getting her anywhere and put it back into the stuff that's really making ROI, right? I mean, yes, it's also serving her clients without a doubt, big time. But when it comes to business, it's take care of the clients, take care of the business, right? Take care of the ROI, take care of the clients. So it's brought her back online. So I always people look at that way. What's your priority, right? Where does that idea fit? Where do whatever it is, new piece fit? And is it, today, is it in the bucket? Is it in the trash can? So do that first, like always with these new ideas you have. Then the next one is we all have different styles when it comes to marketing. And people don't really think about that. Like people think about if you for grins one day. So chat GPT, like I use chat, absolutely. Spell checks everything I do. And I also find that a lot of people say, "Oh, no, I don't need any help with that marketing. I've got it down. Chat built me a marketing plan." So one day I just said, "Okay, so chat, you and I, we work together. You know how I write. So tell me, give me a marketing plan for what I do." And I just wanted to see what the competition was doing, right? And what I ended up with was 44 pages. 44 pages of marketing. I'm like, holy stink. Like, this would take me the rest of my life. So come back and look at yourself and go, what's your marketing style? If you're watching right now up on up one of those corners, I don't know which side you're seeing it on, there's a marketing quiz. Take it. Like it's not a really long one, but it's going to give you some great insight because everyone's different. And I'm kind of beating around the bush here, but we're all told the same thing. When it comes to marketing, if you look at it, here's what people are going to normally say: post, post consistently, post frequently, write, do reels, do this, do that. Like there's all these things that we're told that we need to do, but not everybody wants to do those things. Like not everybody wants to get on a live, right? Especially by themselves. Like a lot of times I'm interviewing people, but when I'm really kind of interviewing myself right now, it's a little bit weird. But you have to be a certain style. You have to have a certain marketing style to do that. And people will say to me, "I don't want to do reels." Like I'm like, fine, don't do video, right? Like, don't do video. Your style, your marketing superpower is not as a, as a show up like a star person. Maybe you're more of a guru. Maybe you're more of a thought leader. Maybe you're more of a trainer. Um, but everybody has a different style. So when you go through the quiz, what you'll find is you'll get an idea for not just your style, but pieces of marketing that fit that style. And here's so a couple of things I can say about this. Like for one thing, I have been told forever, consistent posting, post consistently, post consistently. Truth. I am not. I'm not a huge social media poster. I like to get on social media, a webinar or a seminar or a live or something like that, a little training, connect with some friends, but I'm not someone you'll ever find like really working social media. It doesn't work for me. My idea of social media is I write a newsletter and it pieces of that newsletter or that newsletter go on different areas, right? That's fun to me. I like it. That's my style. Um, but for some people who are like more of a thought leader, I'm just like thinking about it like a relationship builder. They might need to and want to post on social a lot. So you want to really look and see what's that marketing style for you. And I'm talking about posting on social because I don't think I have a conversation about marketing that doesn't always, and that's always would be like a 95% of the time, include a conversation about, well, I'm a little uncomfortable posting, or I love to post, or whatever it is. And that's not just the only marketing. There's so much marketing out there. Just chat. It'll give you 44 pages of it. But really, when you go through your quiz, what you'll be able to do is go, all right, so this is my style, and then pick out two, three, four things in that list of like or who you are that fit what who you are, and do them. Don't go out on limbs doing things that you enjoy. And I am gonna go out on a limb for a second and say something. Don't just write using chat because or AI because you've been told to, right? You've been told that you have to write. Um, I believe now this is Kelly's personal opinion. It's not Kelly's professional. Let's get buttoned up and look at marketing opinion. That I believe that if you are not somebody who likes to communicate that way, then it comes across as just another chat post. So stick to the things that really work for your style. That'll make a difference. I'm going to stop for just a second because since I'm the only one here, I want to make sure that if there are comments or questions, that I am jumping in and replying. Okay, I don't see any questions, so let's keep going. Um, Another thing that I really like to have people think about is how can you make it easy? Really, 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 marketing should be easy. Marketing should actually be fun. Marketing can be a lot of fun if you're doing something that fits your style, um, fits your time, and is not arduous. Like for some people, I mean, easy might be oh, Kelly, marketing is never going to be easy kind of thing, but it shouldn't be like beating your head against the wall in a cold shower, right? Like marketing can be fun. Um, so look at it and say, am I making this? Am I making it easy? How am I making it hard? That's an even better question to ask yourself because if you look at it, thinking about a client right now who is in the AI space, and when she used to do her marketing, it was always really, really extensive. Maybe that's the word. Like a lot of moving pieces. Let's just say a lot of moving pieces. And to the kind of thing where you'd be like, okay, so and so needs to do this. This needs to get done. Do we have an SOP for this? I mean, it's just like a lot of moving pieces, which is fine if it's something you've been doing for a long time and it fits your style and it fits your business and everything else. But if it's not, it becomes real. Um, it becomes a drag on your team, actually. And if you don't have a team, it becomes a super drag. You're likely not going to do it. So come back to it and go, if these are all the things I have to do, right? How can I make them easy? And how can I delegate? Um, a lot of times, founders tell me, well, these ideas are mine. I'm going to have to figure out how to, put them all together and give out all that information and make it where you know, everyone I've worked with it and I know how to do it and everyone, then I can pass it off. Then it belongs to somebody else. Then I don't versus pulling it back in and saying, okay, like let's make it simple. Like let's make it as simple as we possibly can. Let's make it as effective as we possibly can. Because if you think about a lot of things in life, simple can be extraordinarily effective. And if it's simple and it's effective, it may not be easy, but it's definitely easier. And it may not be like a party, but it's definitely a lot more fun than when you have to go through all the steps all the time. So coming back to this, so the idea, and I'm just going to check a note because I want to make sure that I'm not missing anything I want to talk about because it's good to be able to pass on the information possible, but I also don't want to leave anything out. Um, and as I can see, nobody wanted to get left out either because here comes my dog to help me out. Hello, Poople. So no, let me just run back through this really quick. I want to make sure that we're all okay. So the first thing is that if you're a thought leader, you're a founder, you're a business builder, you've an entrepreneur, all of us have great ideas. We have a lot of ideas. We usually have too many ideas, not in a bad way, but in a good way. So when you have all of that going on, find a way to rein yourself in, right? Give yourself first that priority list, right? What's your priority for the month? What's your priority for the quarter or the next 3 months? And what's your year? Then you have those ideas. Where do they fit in that list? Or do they fit at all? Remember, like sometimes there's that list of, let's put that over here because it's a new business we need to talk about some other time, but like not right now because I'm busy building my business, whatever that is. So start there. Start with where do all those ideas go? Also, along those lines, start with making sure that if your team brings you ideas, great, right? Brilliant, awesome. And make sure they understand that just because they brought you a great idea, it doesn't mean you're going to act on it right away. And the flip side of that is just because you have a great idea doesn't mean you need them to act on it right away. Because a lot of times, if teams are used to doing and working with you, what they'll do is they run with it, right? Hear an idea, they run with it. Versus hear an idea, where does it fit into the plan, and then execute. So know that. The next thing is figure out what your marketing style is, right? What's your superpower or what mix is your superpower? And just grab the quiz. Um, Marketing quiz up there on whichever corner you're seeing it on. And then we will make sure that I'm happy to get you all that information. I'm going to throw up my link to my calendar. So that's one other thing we can do is that if you're not sure where you stand with some things, talk to me. I mean, we can see first, I can give you some ideas. Like I'm happy to spend a few minutes on a call with anyone, looking at what they're doing, giving you first blush, right? Like without doing a deep dive into somebody's business, I can't say, "Ugh, this is the thing you want to do." I can say, look at this, look at these numbers, look at what your analysis is saying here. I can give you some of those ideas. And if we're a fit, and and not to be not to be super tacky, but I'm gonna be super tacky. I don't work with a whole bunch of people anymore because I just found that, I like keeping it kinda small, but, if we're a good fit, then we can talk about working together. But if we get on a call together, it's not a sales call from my standpoint. It's a, "Hi, nice to meet you, and can I some yes, and that's on that scan right there. So, other than that, let me bring this back really quick because I just want I just want all of my founders to think about this something. What makes us unique? What makes you unique is the fact that you're driven by a creative muse activity inside you that comes from everywhere and everything that you do. And when you're a founder, you have you have those ideas, right? And you can grab them and you can do things with them and you can make things and you can build companies and build businesses and build entrepreneurship and build coaching companies. So, a lot can be done. So make sure that when you're doing it and you're using all that brilliance that comes through, that it's being funneled to something that you enjoy, that you can make it work the way you want it to work, that you can find the marketing that makes works for it and brings it back together and makes it. Yep, I'm gonna say it. Makes it easy and fun. Okay? Let's just do that because in the end, that is one of the things that makes business not just work well, but work for the long term. So thank you so much for being here. I've got QR codes all over the space now. I feel like throwing a couple more up just for grins, but I'm not going to. So forgive me for that. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. And I will see you next month. Um, I realize that when I'm delivering this, it's April Fool's Day, but I did not come with a good April Fool's. So I'm just going to leave you guys and say goodbye. So have a wonderful, wonderful day. And thank you so much for registering and joining me. I will see you next time.